Just 4 months after the groundbreaking first orbital launch of Starship, SpaceX is gearing up for their second attempt. This quick pace is truly noteworthy in the space industry, where careful planning and long tests are common. What makes it even more interesting is the stark contrast with competitors such as Blue Origin. Despite promoting their New Glenn rocket as a potential Starship killer, they've yet to roll out even a single public test. SpaceX's strategy seems clear: test fast, fail fast, and achieve fast. However, recent months have seen SpaceX grappling with various challenges, the most prominent being its dealings with the Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA. Musk responded to the update with an optimistic note hinting, "Next Starship launch soon." This was accompanied by captivating visuals showcasing the colossal rocket prototype in transit. The maiden flight of Starship on April 20th, 2023 was historic. Despite ending in a dramatic explosion, the space community saw its potential. This led SpaceX to activate a self-destruct command, resulting in the Starship's destruction over the Gulf of Mexico, a mere 4 minutes post-launch. Of course, explosion did not signify failure, but rather a step towards refinement. However, this explosion invoked an intensified investigation by the FAA. After months of rigorous data analysis, SpaceX presented their report detailing the ill-fated launch. While this report remains confidential, it is expected to shine a light on the corrective actions SpaceX intends to implement. The FAA's role in this isn't minimal. The explosion's aftermath saw concrete and metal debris scattered over 385 acres. Given these concerns, the FAA didn't hesitate to temporarily halt Starship's operations. They will provide SpaceX with an actionable list to gain approval for future launches. It's worth noting that this isn't the first time the FAA and SpaceX have found themselves at odds. We all remember the multiple delays that plagued the inaugural Starship launch attempt, with regulatory hurdles being a significant contributor. Rumors are circulating that SpaceX is aiming for an August 31st launch, if they get the green light from the FAA. How did this date come to light? SpaceX recently informed the U.S. Coast Guard about their planned launch on that day. Informing the Coast Guard is a standard step before big launches. This communication serves two main purposes: confirming the planned launch date and ensuring maritime safety. By doing so, nearby ships are alerted about potential hazards tied to the rocket's takeoff. Musk remains cautiously optimistic about the upcoming venture. He commented, "I think the probability of this next flight getting to orbit is much higher than the last one. Maybe it's like 60%. It depends on how well we do at stage separation." Musk's projection for the second launch represents a 10% increase in confidence from his earlier estimation for the first Starship launch. Notably, Musk had previously predicted a 50% success rate for the first Starship flight, a prediction that ended in the rocket's explosion. Musk's new optimism comes with the introduction of over 1,000 design alterations to the vehicle. Among the most notable changes was the shift to hot staging. As per Starship's original design protocol, post-thrusting above the lower atmosphere, the booster's 33 engines are programmed to shut down. Subsequently, the upper stage disengages itself from the booster, ignites its 6 engines, and ascends toward its orbital altitude. However, in its second test, SpaceX is following another method. The company plans to adopt the hot staging technique. Hot staging is a separation method where the second stage engines of Starship ignite, pushing the spacecraft away from its booster while still in operation. Sharing images of the upgrade on the X social media platform, Musk remarked about the interstage extension for hot gas venting. While hot staging is the talk of the town, it was born out of necessity. After the launch on April 20th, there were difficulties separating the ship from its booster. This led to a chaotic scenario. Hot staging not only makes Starship's operations smoother, but also enhances its payload capacity by a whopping 10%. Visuals of this impressive hardware were recently made public in another update on X. Amidst all this, significant activities are happening at Starbase facility. The Super Heavy Booster 9 prototype has recently been moved to the launch site. The move was intended for additional pre-flight testing. This decision came after the half-completed static fire attempt just 2 weeks ago. Looking ahead, SpaceX envisions a series of Starship flights deep into the forthcoming year. Plus, they're making some big changes to their factory in South Texas. Now back to Booster 9. The first test on August 6th didn't go well because 4 of its engines stopped working too soon. This caused them to stop the test and turn off all the other engines. While they haven't told everyone exactly why this happened, some think it could be because of issues with the equipment on the ground, or maybe even the rocket itself. Post the setbacks, Booster 9 underwent intensive modifications back at the Mega Bay, refining it for its subsequent journey. They added new parts and made sure everything was working right. Some of these changes were small, like adding covers. Others were more involved, making sure the rocket fits perfectly with the equipment at the launch site. They're doing everything they can to make sure the next test and launch go smoothly. SpaceX has been at the forefront of space innovation for quite some time now. While they've achieved significant successes with rockets like Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy, the company is now focusing on a game changer, the Starship. You might wonder, why would SpaceX invest so much time, money, and energy into Starship when they already have rockets that work well? The answer lies in the broader vision of space exploration and the competitive landscape of the space race. In recent years, there has been a renewed competition in space exploration worldwide. Many countries have stepped up their space programs, sending missions to destinations like the Moon, Mars, and even further. For instance, India recently achieved a notable milestone by becoming the first country to successfully land on the south pole of the Moon. Amidst this, there's been a perception that the US, once the leader of space exploration, has lagged behind. This dynamic has prompted a renewed desire to pioneer new advancements in space technology. That's where the Starship comes in. Designed as a next-generation deep space vehicle, Starship's primary goal is to transport humans and cargo to faraway destinations like the Moon and Mars. Unlike other rockets, both main parts of the Starship are meant to be used over and over again. This design isn't just innovative, it's economical, paving the way for more frequent and affordable space journeys. When fully constructed, Starship stands tall at a staggering 394 feet. To give some context, that's more than a 30-story building. For SpaceX and the US at large, Starship is the ticket back to the driver's seat in the competitive race of space exploration. It's a statement to the world. While other nations have made strides, the US is still in the game, innovating, exploring, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. That's all for today's video, folks. If you enjoyed watching and found it useful, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button for more similar content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.